Hello everyone, my name is Nathan and you're welcome to the economy series. Today we are going to be looking into a financial tip that I believe will change your life forever. Yeah, and that is pricing, aka haggling or negotiations. A financially sound person should not just accept any price that is put on a good. I've heard people say that they can't wait to have too much money so that they will not bother about price tags. I don't know where you got this mentality, but even billionaires do not reason like this. I'm talking out of experience. But on a serious note, try reading The Millionaire Mind by TV Have, and there's another by Thomas Stanley. There's Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, there's The Millionaire Next Door. And when you study these millionaires or billionaires in general, you realize that they are very frugal. And frugal doesn't mean stingy. I learned from one of the books that frugality is one of the key characteristics of wealth. Yeah, so pricing doesn't mean you're poor. It just tells us that you're financially literate and you have value for your money. So back to the main topic, what is pricing really? It's simply deciding the amount required as payment for a good or service. In case you do not know, Nigeria operates a capitalist economy, and in this system, the prices are determined by the forces of demand and supply. So consumers kind of have a role to play in price determination. What is price? Price is the monetary value that is put to a product or service. Like, what do you think this thing is worth in money? For instance, let's assume this pen is a good in the market. If you look at this pen and you know its function, you'll be able to value it, even though people might value it differently, but it falls within a range. It can be sold for 10, 20, 50 naira, and even 100 naira it could pass. You will just assume that, okay, prices have gone up, or maybe it's a bougie store, or other things that affect the changes in price. But when you see this pen sold for 2,000 naira or 5,000 naira, you begin to ask questions like, ordinary big pen, does pen have voice recognition? Will you write my name in the book of life? All those kind of questions and so on, because the price has exceeded the market value of the good. So here's a couple of reasons why people do not negotiate. Number one, they are shy. Maybe they are not so good at speaking out, or they don't like arguing, or one thing or the other. And another reason could be because some people think it's embarrassing. It's not. I mean, a lot of stuff I've been to the market and be like, and I'm pricing, and then they're looking like fine girl, like you see where you price. I mean, it doesn't matter because I work hard for my money and I decide to spend it wisely. Another reason could be because they are proud. They just want people to see them a certain way, or think that, okay, this person can afford this thing, can just afford to pay. I don't know how that works, but I guess that's the reason. And then there's this category of people that they just pity the sellers. Most of these sellers put their cost price, then their profits, then extra on top. So during negotiation, you're cutting off the extra. They will never allow you to completely cut off their profits. It's business. And then generally, some people are just afraid of rejection, afraid of just losing an opportunity or whatever. So let's go into how to price. Number one, try to be well informed. Have an idea how much is sold in general. You can check online or ask around. So I remember one time I wanted to purchase like a phone holder or something, and I know someone that had gotten it prior. So I called him. I'm like, how much did you get this thing in the market? And he's like, oh, I got it from 2,000 naira. I'm thinking, okay. And I know this person doesn't really know how to price stuff. So I check on Jumia, and then it's around the same price. So I go to the market. I'm like, I want this stuff, and they're like, how much? They said 1.5. Even though it's lower than what they've already told me, I still pushed. I'm like, nah, it's 500. It's 500. We used to buy it, Oga. And then he was like, no, 1,000. I was like, no, Oga, it's 500 naira. I still insisted on 500 naira, and he ended up selling it for me. So yeah, you can imagine. Number two, allow the seller to name their price first. Sometimes they'll ask you how much you want to pay. That can only work if to your advantage if you're well informed. There's a book called Black Belt Negotiating, where the author hammers on this point, and he was like, naming a price first limits how low you can go in negotiations. Even if you're trying to establish a low anchor, after that every counter offer will be higher, because if something is valued for 2,000 naira and then they ask you how much do you want to pay, I say 5,000 naira, he can tell you that no, it's 7,000 naira, and you've already destroyed the whole negotiation, and then you can be even begging for 6,500, not knowing that you've already set a gauge that is too high. Number 3, there's a way to respond when you hear the price of something and you're not okay with it. You flinch, you give a response. You can be like, how? Or just react, and then maybe they can, most of the time they can tell you that, okay, this is how much it is last, and then you can still push for the ask how much last, that kind of thing. Number 4, and tell them that, see, I'm ready to buy. Don't appear desperate though, but just look like a serious buyer. And then sometimes that sort of triggers the fear of losing a potential customer. If they see that you're very serious, they might want to sell for you. Number 5, tell them you can get it cheaper somewhere else. This might not always work, but you can give it a try. Number 6 is called lowballing. That's you slash the price by half or less. Tell them you pay cash. Try not to be too reasonable when you're pricing. I mean, it's business. If they say 1,000, tell them 400. And number 7, for multiple purchases, say you want to buy one item and it's 200 naira, tell them you buy them 2 for 300 or 3 for 500, and so on. It makes it cheaper that way. And number 8, there's the add-on negotiation tactic. You're going to agree on the price of good you want to buy, whatever it is, and then when you agree on that price, you just look for something extra to add, maybe something small. For instance, you go to a shoe shop where they sell everything that has to do with shoes and all. You buy a shoe and you agree that, okay, I'll buy it for 5,000 naira, and then you can tell them maybe they should give you shoe polish for free, or maybe some little add-on that can go with it. Yeah. And then there's this last one that is a 50-50. Is that you walk away. Is that they call you back or they might not call you back. Sometimes you just walk away and let it go and be hoping in your mind that please let them call me back. And then sometimes they'll call you, auntie, come now, come. But other times you just walk away and they're not going to call you back. So here's a few things you should note about pricing. Number 1, always price. Even though the first price sounds like a good deal, you can always get a better deal. Number 2, when pricing, don't be too confrontational. It's not fight. Most times, when you're pricing, try to make a joke or something. It's easier for them to give in. And number 3, don't ever appear desperate. Number 4, be reasonable. I know I said don't be reasonable, but be reasonable. In all your negotiations, make sure you're leaving just enough room for the seller to make some profit on his good. And lastly, it's not just goods you negotiate. You can negotiate services, your rent, your salary. In fact, I know somebody that successfully negotiated his electricity bill before, NEPA bill. Yeah. There are some instances where you should not bother about pricing. Number 1, fixed prices. There are some goods that this is their fixed price. You can't negotiate them. For example, fuel. You can't come be negotiating fuel in filling station. Gala, everybody knows the price of gala. It's either 15 or 100 naira. There are some other stuff like that you do not negotiate. And then there's goods with price tags in shopping outlets. Obviously, they are telling you that this is the price we are selling, and if you don't want to buy, go somewhere else. And then when you're in a fixed price society, there are some societies that they don't price. What you see is what you get. And then when it's a luxurious good, it's not like you're not going to price. You don't haggle, you don't go on and on, you negotiate. And there's an art for negotiating luxury goods, and all of these, they do not apply to luxury goods like expensive cars and all of that. I can talk about that some other time, but today I'll stop here. See you next time. Bye bye.